Early in the design phase, you may wish to export your building model for further analysis. In order to transfer your building model to another analysis program, such as Green Building Studio or eQuest, you should first export a gbXML file. This is a Green Building extensible markup language file. There are many other analysis programs that can read this file language. The best time to export a gbXML file is early in the design stage, when the model contains only basic building geometry and spaces. Once additional elements, such as furniture and casework, are added, the file becomes larger, and external programs have difficulty distinguishing all the data in the file. If you are working with an architect that has already added several of these components to the model, you can simply trace over the geometry and then unlink the architectural model, as I have done here. When doing this, focus on the building envelope geometry and exterior glazing. Then add spaces to fill the entire volume of the building. Components such as interior doors are not important for this stage. To begin exporting a gbXML file, open the application menu and choose Export, gbXML. Revit opens the Export gbXML settings dialog. On the left, you can see a preview of the building. On the right, there are project parameters. Some of these parameters are controlled in other dialogs as well. To find a list, I'll select Office. If you have not already specified the location, you can do so before exporting the gbXML file. Simply click in the field and click the button that appears to open the Location, Weather, and Site dialog. I'll leave the location where it is and click OK. You can also specify the ground plane. If any rooms were below ground, the exterior walls of these rooms would not have the same exposure to the sun as the walls above ground. This would affect heating and cooling loads, energy analysis, and daylighting analysis. In the Export category, you can choose Rooms or Spaces. In the Export complexity, you can specify the complexity level of the model. These options range from simple to complex, with and without shading surfaces and mullions. The export complexity will determine how much geometry from the building model is exported to the XML file. The simpler the geometry, the faster the analysis results can be obtained. In the project phase, you can choose the proper building phase if necessary. You can also adjust the sliver space tolerance, which is the maximum distance that will be ignored before a shading surface is created. On the Details tab, you can choose to view the spaces or the analytical surfaces. When you switch from one to the other, the preview changes. Also, the spaces in the building model are organized into branches based on the HVAC zone. You can expand a branch to view the spaces in that zone. If you have analytical models selected, you can expand each space to see the analytical surfaces that bound that space. Those surfaces can be further expanded. For example, there may be more than one exterior wall, or there may be a window in the exterior wall. All this information is in the tree. If there is an error in one of the spaces, the warning symbol will appear next to it. You want each space to be bounded by an analytical surface. For example, if there is a wall that does not have a space element next to it, the wall will not be recognized in some third-party analysis programs. There are also buttons on the right side of the dialog to highlight or isolate the object selected in the tree. These are actually toggles and can be used if you are not sure where a certain space or surface is located in the building model. You can also orbit the preview like you would a 3D view, and change the visual style if you wish. Once you're satisfied with the geometry of the model, you can click Save Settings to save these settings, but the file will not be exported. To export the file, click Next. This opens the Export gbXML Save to Target Folder dialog. Here, you can simply navigate to the folder where you want to save the file, give the file a name, and choose Save. Once you do, the gbXML file is saved and ready to be used in a third-party analysis program.